Greetings from Greece. I'm Alex, a long-time Blender user and recently an iBar user too. I have a proposal for a new tool for Blender for Dental. Let's say that we are ready to make basic design and then extrude it. Now I have to rotate the view and select an orientation from which the basic design will be extruded. Since we rotate the view freely, the chosen orientation is arbitrary. We don't have the viewport rotation stored somewhere. It's not a precise operation. So what I do right after I choose the desired orientation and before I click extrude, I hit Tab to exit edit mode, and then I place my cursor somewhere near the hybrid and add an empty. I prefer the single arrow. Next, I change the transform orientation to view, and then, with my empty object selected, I do align to transform orientation from the object transform menu. What this does is to align the arrow to the current view, so now I have a reference to it. Then, without changing the view, I select my basic design, hit Tab to enter edit mode, and now I can extrude the design. Then I can proceed normally. I can do my adjustments of the top plane. And just to move it along, I will angle the bar, relax it a little bit. So let's say now that I want to check the design from the insertion direction. I can try to get to the insertion direction approximately, but we know that it's not precise anymore. But since I have the arrow, I can select my arrow and hit Shift and 7 on the numeric keypad, or select my arrow and from the menu View, Align View to Active, and click Top. So now I'm looking down the bar from the same orientation that I extruded it from. I think you can see the usefulness of this, but let me show you an example. I will remesh the design into cutter. Now I will start sculpting my cutter. And before I start, I think I have an undercut in this area. It looks like an undercut, but let's go to the insertion direction and check. Now definitely I have an undercut here. Of course I can use the block out module, but now I have the option to fill this area manually, since I can have a precise view of the cutter. The way I do it is that first I split my view, I enter sculpt mode, I keep the left viewport aligned to the insertion direction, and switch the shading to something with more contrast. And also turn on transparency. As you can see, it is clear that there is an undercut here. So I keep my left viewport like this, and from the right viewport, I will have to remove the mask for now, and I will just add material, while I'm checking how I eliminate the undercut on the left viewport. I add material and then smooth it. Or I can even use some of the other tools to pull out the surface. So I walk on the right side and constantly check my progress on the left. And just like that, I'm certain that there is no undercut here anymore. I can see easily now that I have undercuts in other areas, like here, and judging by the topology of the extrusion, I believe that I have to add material diagonally from the overhang area down and distal up to the shoulder of the cutter. So let me do that. While I'm checking on the left side of the screen if I eliminate the undercut. I think now I'm ready to smooth this area, and I'm certain that I don't have an undercut here. So this is the tool that I'm proposing. I believe it can be implemented easily. When the user clicks extrude, some extra code can store the current orientation in a hidden object, and then another button can retrieve the orientation of the object and apply it in the viewport. So that's it for now. Greetings from Athens.